Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are you all? It's Pedro Sacramento speaking, and let's get this started. Let's get this party started. How are you, Mighty? Welcome, Grant. Welcome, Robbie. Welcome, everyone. Okay, let's get this up. I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. Let's go ahead. So, what we have today is basically this. I'm going to complete this artwork as you guys can see. I'm really sorry for the delay when it comes to the connection, and I'll try to do whatever I can to make sure that the connection stays as stable as it is and as best as possible. So, I have picked up some really cool music while working on this artwork, and in about 1 hour, I'm going to share with you all some really useful tips, especially if you want to try out, guess what? Animation in 2D. It may look tough, but if you know how to do it right, it becomes simple. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brand new music that I came up on YouTube. And this music is no copyright, so it's free on copyright law. And after I'm done with this artwork, which will take around 1 hour if I keep focus on it. Um, More or less. So I hope you guys enjoyed the music and this part of the stream until we get to the excuse me, to the 2D animation part. So let's get this started then. Let's get the party started.
Flying on pure imagination, finding places where our feet together. Let's escape. I wanna see the oceans roar. Take me away. I wanna see the oceans roar and the mountains move. Let's escape to a place where dreams are doors you can't walk through. Flying on pure imagination, finding places where our feet together. Take my hand and we'll run forever. Every day on a new adventure. Take my hand and we'll run forever. Every day on a new adventure.
Za uwe fruik ni maya nifta vanting nikunting nari Tumpai akato sake akato se ekon talana weruta yasi Za uwe fruik ni maya nifta vanting nikunting nari Tumpai akato sake akato So don't let me fall where I don't belong. I can't go back and lose it all. The moon always feeds the madness, and its tide always pulls me in deeper into this unrest, further from where I fit. They told me give change a chance, instead I'm dancing with the minute, and they never told me it would feel so bad. Don't know how much else I can withstand. So wait, do I can't withstand.
Don't know how much else I can withstand.
Don't know how much else I can withstand. So why it's getting too heavy on tonight. So it's getting too heavy on tonight. Time is running out, and I can stop it. Our love ain't fine, and I am burning. There is no line if you are far from me. What can I do if I don't see you again? I'm not crazy, I am just as scared. So baby, please don't go, 'cause I will miss you. You shake my mind.
from me. What can I do if I don't see you again? I'm not crazy, I am just as scared. So you please don't go, 'cause I will miss, yeah. You shake my mind, you burn my heart, you stop time, baby, I'm staying here, and I'll be waiting for you. bring you in close to me. I wanna change your mind and bring you in closer.
I still think about it every now and then. Wait, will I ever get out of this fog again? What if I never left this town? What if I followed you around? Would you still care? What if I never let you down? Let it unfold without a sound? Would we be fine? Will I ever learn to love again? Will I ever learn to love again? me this summer. All to myself, life is a bummer. I lost my heart, so I need another. All alone, can't take it no longer. All of my friends haven't seen me this summer. All to myself, life is a bummer. I lost my heart, so I need another. See me this summer, all to myself, life is a bummer. I lost my heart, so I need another. All alone, can't take it no longer. All of my friends haven't seen me this summer. All to myself, life is a bummer. I lost my heart, so I need another. I need it, I need it.
We were young, but not enough to be dumb. It was love. Seems like you forgot I was your only. You were complete. So excuse me for remembering all of the good times that fresh in my mind. You and I by the ocean side. Yeah, all of the good times they're fresh in my mind, but not in yours. I wish
fresh in my mind. You and I by the ocean side.
That shadow in your eye, oh God, I've been so blind. I stand there staring, my own life goes by. You had a mask when I was naked, had nothing to hide. And now you say you need some time. Can't stop reminiscing, some parts are missing. It's not right, it's not right, it's not right. I keep on remembering what you've done all this time. It's such a crime, such a crime, such a crime. I'm running out of time, the clock is ticking fast. While I'm trying to erase all the damage in our past, feeling then to lose, betrayed and so abused. And now you take your time now. Can't stop reminiscing, some parts are missing. It's not right, it's not right, it's not right. Keep on remembering what you've done all this time. It's such a crime, such a crime, such a crime. When I say I love you, it doesn't feel like a lie. When I say faster or slower, gives me somewhere to hide. Talking to myself in the dream state, I'm talking to a wall because you get me late. Not the first time, won't be the last. Do you really think we could ever get it back? We could ever get it back.
Yes, I am, Cameron. I was working on the story. Let's see here.
When you say you miss me, should I take it to heart? To heart? Can we really start over? If there's even a start. When you say you need me, it doesn't feel like a lie.
let's make this simple.
I am young and I am on my way. My way. I am young and I am on my way. My way.
Body. You have to basically separate kind of an old member of MD Size until they expelled me as well. But that's all in the past. So just focus on the thing we have in front of us. So when it I wanted to start by doing a skeleton of
I search for flower beds in front of me, surrounded by a glowing city. I find myself better in the air, but the silence makes me scared. And by that time I go nowhere, like I'm stuck in the ground where I stop and stare and feel like I'm drowning in my head, dropping out of my life like flowers and coming into the rainy hours. So now my head's alone. I wanna be away, you know.
I mean, it's not like time is
Oh, it
money,
makes
but
me
in a way,
scared.
like time is
I'm
short.
drowning in my head,
And
drowning in my head.
what time do you have left? So
Oh, won't you guide me home? Lead me toward the unknown. Let me follow your side and guide me through the night. find myself better in the air. But the silence makes me scared, and by that time I go nowhere. Like I'm stuck in the ground where I stop and stare and feel like I'm drowning in my head. Dropping out of my life like flowers and coming into the rainy hours. So now my head's alone. I wanna be away, you know.
If I go for something that is too complex, it's going to take much more time than just that you need for whatever pose that you want for the character. So in this case, I'm just going to add just going for the head, like making just the head and the neck. one that's going to make the transition from the starting pose, the initial pose, until the end.
Where'd you
Do you
draw the
have a drawing
line for
tablet?
humanity?
No, I don't have a drawing tablet,
And kids go
Tiger.
down at night.
And
Get yourself prepared.
hello, welcome again, Andre.
I can feel it running through me. You try that like you know the end. Go ahead and blast my head on. I don't care.
Okay, okay, how about now, guys? Much better now? Because, okay, this time, hello, Cameron, hello, Andre, hello, Tiger. No, Tiger, I don't have a drawing tablet. Okay, now you guys can hear me. I'm really sorry. I accidentally turned it on the music a little bit too loud. Okay, so as you can see, I divided already the head and the neck into layers. Also, it's best for you to identify them as well. So let's go ahead. This one is called head. So let's go. And then the neck. And this one will be the eyes. Eyes. You have to make sure that everything is separated. We're not going like into detail because that would take too much time, and honestly, I don't think I have that much time. So let's get this over with. So for the eyes, we're just going for actually, I forgot to add a different one. Eyelashes. There you go. Because this is the one that's going to open and close. Well, basically everything that you have in a body has a different movement. So in here, I'm just going to, for example, adding this circle here, but then I'll make it different because I'm just mapping things out here, just to make sure that. Okay, let's see if I get this right. Yep, this will do. Probably a little wider instead. Yeah, that will do. And now I'm just going to remove this part, because this is going to be like the part where basically everything is going to happen. Like, it's with the eyelashes, what I'm doing is just the initial pose for the head. That's going to happen at the start of the animation in this case. And it's always great when you start doing animation from the start like this. You don't have to go like, head first into something that is really hard. No, just work on what you can do. Like in this case, I separated the eyelashes in one part. For example, I do eyelashes for this will be eyelashes 1. Why? Because I'm going to create um, several other layers that are going to divide the layers from normal, which is this one, into closing, because in this case we're just going to make a very simple blinking animation. So stay tuned. And honestly, I do feel like super excited when I work on this. So uh, that is a good sign. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to make the eye like this, and then adding the same. Oh, by the way, before I do that, I need to make the this part, because this is what I like to do most of the time when it comes to anime. I love this kind of eyes, and it's always great when you have presets, because when it comes to doing animation um, of 3D, of 2D, 3D, you can actually do that with, with a model. But in this case, you're building up a puppet, and you're going to draw. You're basically going to manipulate this puppet into what you need to do. Of course, when it comes to if you guys haven't heard about Jackerai, Jackerai uses basically he uses just one puppet, and he basically manipulates the puppet um, into for example, doing one that is the initial pose, and then he goes to the end pose, and in the middle, like in between of those two, he begins to work around. Although he uses a dub animator. In this case, we're using Paint.net, but the process is basically the same. Okay, so there is something that there you go. That will do. Okay. So basically, all I do is like this. I just copy paste, because it's just to save lots of time, because we're going to basically just do a simple blink, and probably just adding a little more than that. But you guys will see. You guys will see. Okay, so Oops. Yeah, probably this will do. Trick. Okay, for the second one, it was supposed to be a little wider. Instead, like this. And this one is supposed to be a little in. Like this. Yep. Okay, so basically, right now just going to this will do. Just making things look like a bit simple. Adding a bit here, there, just like you're drawing a character. In this case, you're just instead of drawing a character, you're drawing a puppet, which is going to be inanimated with multiple pictures. And it's those pictures all together that will create the frame animation, just like how Eric, my good friend, did with Alana. And I'll be sharing the link with you guys what he had done, and he did a great job. So okay, it looks really good. So the eyes are okay. What's next? Oh yes, the nose. We don't want our puppet here to be without a nose. Like so. And now let's move the nose a bit to the side, like so.
I took a break and I'm still tired. I went away, doesn't feel like
Nose.
it. Holding my breath while I kill time. Almost like questioning real life. Cause after you've done it and done it again.
Actually, the nose does not have any kind of movement here. So it should be just like the entire head. There you go. Let's go for the eyebrow. Yeah. So let's see here. Oh. Yeah, Andre changed his name. That's why he has a different name now. Even I was confused. I thought it was a new YouTuber, but yeah, he decided to change his name. Okay, so let's just oops continue to build the puppet. I'm not going for the hair because the hair is when it comes to like short hair, you don't have to worry much. But when it comes to long hair, you basically need to do like um, a lot of going back and forward with multiple poses for the hair because the hair is supposed to be in movement most of the time when it comes to long hair. Okay, looks like this will do. And then let's go back to okay, let's go for the mouth. Also, another thing that makes things better is that well, you don't have to make big mouths. Just do a small one as long as it stays around here and probably a bit behind the nose, like so. And now I'm just going for a bit of the lips as well because this puppet is a girl, as you can see from the eyelashes. Actually, I need to do this separately so I don't mess up with the mouth. I have to say, when it comes to 2D animation, if you do it with you know digital, you basically have a lot like you basically save a lot of your time. That's awesome because at the end you'll be able to do 2D animation without you know worry too much about the time. And what what looks to be hard, it turns out to be a little simple. All you have to do is basically follow the steps, follow the basics. Just make you know like work around the character, see what fits. And another thing that is really cool is that when you color, you should color like this is the reason why I save my layers like this. Okay, let's just save this file as well. Okay, so let's see. This is let's call it animation, blink, and head pose. Animation, blink, and head pose. There. Okay, so we have the head and the neck. Okay, let's just um, make a bust like from statues, something like this. Some people will do it. And since this is just for showing, because well, if it was supposed to be like a full animation, then it would take much more than just this. Okay, so for example, you did this, which is the initial part. So since you saved the file, you can just easily remove this part of the neck. Why? Because this is the part that we don't want to at the start of the animation. So with this we can oops, actually I have to save again because I accidentally save it without that part. There. Now let's go ahead and delete this part there, and now save it with a different file. And this is going to be the file that's going to start the animation. Okay, so let's see here. Let's create a new file folder that's going to hold on. So in here, let's see, animation tutorials. There, animation tutorials. Now you open the file and you save the first picture, that is the initial pose, in either PNG, well, basically any kind of any kind of, how to say this, any kind of picture file that you want to save. And let's do this like initial pose, there. And once it's saved, you can just yes, I'm going to join all together, and there we have the first part, although it should have been a little smaller, or maybe the picture should have been a little wider. Never mind, I can just make it wider. But at least you guys know what I'm trying to do, so in a way you don't have to worry. Even though it's kind of small, I can use Sony Vegas, which will be the tool that I'll be using for this kind of animation. So this is the initial pose. So everything looks cool. Now let's go ahead and get let's see. What's this? Oh, this is the skeleton. Okay, so we don't need this anymore because we already have our puppet head ready. And now let's work on the eyes. So this is the eye, the eyelashes. Okay, let's go for the eyelashes number 2. So in this case, I'm going to create a second pair of eyelashes, which will be the end pose. So eyelashes too. Okay, since you're going for the initial pose, I want actually, yeah, I actually like this pose, like having the eyes like this. Yes, but let's make something even better. Like, for example, making the eye like off closed. So how do you do that? Well, follow me and I'll show you. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is basically uh, follow up what you did so far, like from the start. Because why? I really like when I make the eyelashes like wide open at first, and then it closes a bit at the end. So, for example, I don't need the eyelash number one because well the reference was good, was just for that part. Actually, I need to know uh, just to know the length, because I want to make sure that the length isn't too wide. This is another thing that you have to be extremely careful, is that the length for the eye is not wider than the previous one. You have to make sure that it's on the same length and at the same size as the initial one. And that will be the same for basically anything. So in this case, I think, yep. So in this case, I'm just going to make the end pose, which is what I'm doing, and the middle pose will come after this. And the middle pose is just going to be our eyes closed. Why? Because we're doing a blink animation for this example. Okay, so also another thing that I really like to do is to also move the eyes a bit lower, but that's only after I add the second pair of eyelashes. Okay, let's make it wider. Let's see about the eyelash one. Yeah, basically like this. So let's go back to the original pose. Where are you? There you go. And then I'm going to trade like this. And let's see here. Let's make it like, make sure that it follows the same length. See, it's not that hard to do animation if you know what you're doing. you just have to follow the steps, like how I do this. As you can see, after I'm done with the second pair of lashes, you can see that there is a slight uh, off open part, and what's gonna happen is that this part, like the top of the eyes, is going to be removed. Why? Because this is going to be the end pose. Because, well, I always see people blinking, but the end pose does not stay the same. Like sometimes when people blink, they don't have like the end pose for the eyes does not stay fully open. It always changes from a resting pose. And one thing that I want you all to know is that when it comes to eyebrows, you should also learn that whenever we open or close our eyes, the eyebrows always follow. So they always follow the movements of the movement of the eyes. That's why I try to focus on that um, funny funny piece of evidence into the animations that I there that I basically work whenever I go for 3D animations. In this case, let's go for Browns 2, which is going to be the end pose. And of course, this is only for the eyes, so this means that the neck is still going to have the part removed only for this part of the animation. The eyelashes, it's okay. For the brows, I need to fix this little issue here. I'm just showing you guys how it looks like when it comes to do this type of 2D animation. So we have now the end pose. So let's save this. Let's go for the animation tutorials file. It will have the picture right here as you select PNG. There you go. And now let's click on end pose. There you go. And yes, I want to mix everything, and we have the pose, the end pose. As you can see, you can notice already a change on the eyes and also on the brows. So let's see here. Sure, Cameron. You can say. I mean, I don't know what was your present from 2 years ago. Okay, so back to what we had. To what's important here. Okay, so we have both expressions finished. I'm going to zoom out like to the size so that you guys can see. See the difference? This is just two keys which is considered the two main keys, the initial and end pose. This is what I do when it comes to 3D animation, especially on MMD, is that I do first the initial pose, then I go straight to the end pose, and in the middle of those two, I do the middle pose, which is going to be the transition from one to another. So in this case, I want her to have um, her eyes blinked. So what's gonna happen is that her eyes and the brows are going to have their changes right here. So eyelashes, eyelashes. Actually, I should go back because I have the poses here and oh. Okay, so I'm just going to remove uh there. Okay, now let's save this file. Actually, no, let's not do that because that would be a mistake. So let's just not save the file because it's saved already on the end pose. The initial pose, the end pose, and now let's go straight for the middle. Eyelashes. 2. So the eyes here aren't going to show, so basically I don't need them. So in this transition, I'm not going to need them. And we're going to basically focus on this area right here. Why? Because we're focused on the blinking, so the eyelashes are going to do exactly this. Oops. Let's just make sure that the the eyelash is the same length as when it's open. Like the same size, everything. Make sure of that. Because if you want to make a good animation, you also need to know how to draw in a way that it can at least keep the eyelashes at the same size as they were from the beginning. Don't change the size of the eyelashes just because they're closed. Just because the eyes are closed. So okay, so in this part there, now let's add that little bit. Oops. Okay, so let's go down. And now let's just add. There you go. So one is down. Is done. Now let's go for the second. Again, make sure that it follows the same length of the eyes and also the same length as there you go. That will do. Now I need to make sure that the same goes for here because I think no, it is actually true. It shows that the eyelashes are a little wider here and they weren't supposed to be that wide because I want the eyelashes to go down like so. And there we have already our eyes down like so. Some people do like this, some other people do like, the other way, but in this case, since we're blinking, the eyes are supposed to be like this. If you're blinking, if the girl is blinking, if the girl isn't, then you can make her like smiling, like how you have seen for characters that use smiling. So in this case, what I'm going to do is just do this, like flattening the brown and drop it significantly. Why? Because I want the brown to follow the movement as the eye goes closes. As the eye closes, the eyebrows follow the movement. So let's see the same for here. And again, make sure the length, always be careful with the length, because you need to pay attention. You need to be extremely focused on this, because you want the animation, like you want the parts to follow the same length from start to finish of the same length of whatever part you wanted to modify until like until you're satisfied. Let's see. Yep. This looks really interesting. So let's go ahead and add the name. Again, since we're working with blinking eyes, we're not going to need the neck. So in this case, this part is not going to be needed. There. Okay, let's see. One of the things that I do when it comes to Paint.net, which is the program that I'm using right now, it has a bit like, oops, just a moment. Yeah. There. Now it's fixed. For example, if you want to see if everything is okay, just place the pictures side by side. In this case, that's what I'm going to do. So this is the middle. So start middle and there you go. See? Ladies and gentlemen, we have our blinking animation with just 3 keys. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, nice, Cameron. Well, it would be kind of obvious, yes, but in a way, I can't get inside your head, like showing, you know. Anyways, as you can see, this is basically how it looks like with just 3 keys. So in this case, we're going to save what we have done on the same file, which is animation tutorials. Then we go into PNG, and then we go for middle pose. Okay, we have our main keys with the initial, which is right over here, the middle, and the end. Now, what am I going to do right now? Now pay attention, everybody, because this is going to be interesting. Why did I use it? That little difference with the end is also a way of saying a preset, because that end is going to be one of the middle keys. because as you can see, it switches. It's closer to excuse me. It's closer to the closing part. So let's go ahead and get this done. So we have the three keys. All we have to do is to go for the secondary keys. The secondary keys are essential. Oh, by the way, I did a mistake, didn't I? Yes, I did. Well, good thing that I actually can fix it in just a moment. Doo -doo -doo. Okay, that will do. So all I have to do now is just save back because I need that piece of the neck, because I want to try out that part of the head part. That's why I want to have that little piece on the neck. Also, I'm going to save this one was supposed to be the eyes over here. I kinda forgot about that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh, good thing that I actually can save this and get it back. So, let's get that piece back. Thank you so much, initial pose. You save it. A lot of trouble. So now let's go back and let's substitute this. There you go. Now we're back into the main event. Okay, so we don't need the... Okay, this one was wrong, so I'm not going to let that be, because now I know that yep, I know that the original file is now back to normal. So I'm going to use the end pose as the secondary key. Okay, so the secondary key is like that, like this. It works as a support to the main keys. The main keys are the ones that I showed before. The initial pose, the middle pose, and the end pose. I started with the initial pose, then I went for the end pose, and after I have those poses done, I go for the middle. That goes for everything. Like every pose you want to try out, you should go like this, because it's going to save a lot of time. And when it comes to animation, time is money, and it can... And you got to use the tips, these kind of tips, as best as possible. And these basics are actually very useful, because it can really help you out in whatever you want to try out for, 2D animation. Because it's kind of really cool when it comes to 2D animation, because you'll be able to create your own character. Like, you may not be able to create a 3D model, but you can create a puppet in 2D, right? So in this case, it's like you are creating a model, but instead of being 3D, it's 2D. it's still cool nonetheless. Okay, so let's see here. So we have the initial pose, which is this one. And right now, what I'm going to do is basically following up step by step, close to the end. So how am I going to do this? Well, pay attention, guys, because this is going to be interesting. So first of all, I do this. I select the end pose. Then I create a layer. And this layer is going to be on top. No, actually, it's going to be on the bottom. I'm really sorry. There. So, let's just save this as reference. Okay, reference 1. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you guys will see, and it saves you a lot of money. A lot of money and a lot of time. Okay, so as you can see, I managed to get the reference, and I have the pieces all together. So now, how am I going to make a switch here? Like, as you notice, there is a huge opening in between these two. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make this difference even smaller. So how am I going to do that? Simple. By going straight to the eyelashes, and I'm going to draw a third pair of eyelashes. And that third pair is going to be in the middle between these two. That's going to make the animation even smoother. So at the end of the animation, you will notice that the difference in between is going to be minimal. And you'll notice that the blink will basically look as natural as possible. So it's going to make you guys feel like, wow, I can do this? Well, yes you can. You just need to follow the tips. So yeah, it's as simple as it shows. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just as simple as it shows. It's not that hard to follow when you have, like, when you feel like you want to try something, then go ahead. Again, as I said before, make sure that the eyelashes does follow does follow the length, and as well as the not only the length, but also the size, like the depth and size. So you have to think about that, because in animation, if you want to do something right, in this case I'm actually doing that, but I'm just doing something that is kind of simple. For me, this is considered as simple. For some people, maybe not. But for me, it is simple. Because it's the first thing that you should do in order to learn how to do frame animation, frame by frame animation, or basically keyframe animation, if you want to go into that specific word. And now I'm going to remove both to make sure, actually, no, I need to make sure, yeah, that will do, because the eye is still open, like off open, but it's going to close in, close in, close in, close in until it's closed. And let me tell you, this blink will take like how many frames now? Let me check. It's 10 frames. But in this case, I'm going to make it smaller than 10 frames. Because if you want to make a blink that smooth, it's going to take 10 frames. So imagine the frame being one picture. That makes like what? 10 frames for one part, and that means like 10 pictures. And that's how you do when it comes to frame animation, is that you create the picture as it is, and you begin to make the movement like becoming a bit smoother than before. So let's see here. Let's remove the reference, because the reference is just there to serve as a guidance. And well, so far so great. And we have, oh man. Okay, let's get this over. Oops. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to share with you right now is, whenever you wanted to do this part of animation, please, but please, do not save the changes on the main file. Please don't just make sure you don't save any change that you do on the original file, which is going to be your puppet. For example, in here we're going back to the first reference. Why? Because I want to make sure that everything follows the same movement, the same length, everything. Again, you have to make sure that everything is set on the same path, so that you can make sure that that the eye is following the movement. In this case, the eyelash. So let's see here. Yep, this is. Let me just take out the reference. Just click on here. Oops. Okay, let's see. Yep. So it's supposed to be. suppose it to be smaller. Okay. So right now, what I'm doing is basically what you guys should do when it comes to work on 2D animation. And when it comes to do this kind of frame animation, when it comes to use Paint.net on that for that purpose, because well, you can actually do that, yes, and then you can upload all the pictures on Sony Vegas, and Sony Vegas will basically do the rest. Okay, so what I need to do now is just make the eye a bit better. Mm-hmm. And now all that's left is just to change a bit of the I think this will do. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so now we have to do is just do a side-by-side comparison, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm just going to delete this part once more, and open the files, the middle, and the end. Okay, so the eyelashes are okay. Now let's go for the browns. Oops. Let's just there. So let's go ahead with the end pose and see if it fits. because the end pose is going to be like the middle of the middle. Like, do you remember what I said about the half of halves? This is exactly what's going to happen. Is that this reference is going to be the half, like the second half, the second middle of the middle pose. Yep. So looks like we have we have the middle, the second middle. So let's go ahead and take down the first one. There you go. And now let's post this on the initial pose. So the end pose is going to stay here, and then this is the second end pose. So look at this. Oh, let's adjust. Okay, so we have the initial pose. See? Can you see the difference? Right over here, there is a slight difference, yes. But you'll notice that it's getting basically at the same length. Oh, that's because I made this part of the eyelash a bit too wide. So there's a slight difference here. So this is exactly what it looks like. Like, you don't have to go ahead and save. Just go. Just compare the pictures one another, and you'll notice what's different and what needs to be fixed. In this case, it happens to be this part of the eyelash, because it was a bit wider than the others, so I have to fix it. And the same goes for here. Need to make sure that the eyelash keeps the same shape. Alright, so ouch. Okay. Let's make the black right over here. There. Now, let's go back and see the difference. Yep, as you can see, you don't see a lot of difference. So you can see that there is a slight movement, but that's basically how it looks like for the closing eye part. So yeah, how are you going to continue? How long are you going to continue this streaming? Hey there, Nick. Welcome. Well, to answer your question, I basically want to keep this for just an extra hour. So it's going to be like 3 hours and a half. And let's see. No need to, Cameron. I thank you so much for the offer of the link, but I mean, I'm already busy with, you know, with this. Basically because I'm teaching you guys how it's done. Okay, let's go back for the animation. Okay, so we have let's consider this as the first of the secondary keys. So let's go ahead and let's place initial secondary key. And now there is another one which will be like the time that shows that it's going to close the eyes. So it's going to be like here, like right on the middle, like how she's about to close the eyes. We're going to do just that. So we're going to again use the ant pose reference. However, instead of being like the close to the middle, like close to the ant pose, we'll be making sure that the eyes follow the middle pose. So it will be like between the end pose and the middle pose. So basically it's the one that's going to be used like 2 times, just like the end pose. So again, we're going to use this pose as a reference. Actually, I don't need the bones anymore. I should save like this, so I don't have to delete the bones altogether. Okay, so let's create a new one, and there. Now let's fit this right over here. And now to focus over here. So I'm not going to need that eyelash anymore. What I need is this reference, because we're making the eye to be even closer to close her eyes. So for this, I'm going to use the brush. Actually, the size 1 is actually good enough for this. Let me just see. Yep. This is exactly the length that I want. And I also want to add that little part over here. Also, I'm going to allow this part because I'm going to need it. This is essential. There you go. And now I'm going to switch. And now I'm going for this reference because I want to make sure yeah. Also, I need to make sure that actually I did it right this time. So now again you have to delete part of the eye because this part is basically going to vanish from view, like so. Let's just something like this. And again, I'm going to use the eyebrows. and we're going to make it lower than the reference. Now I don't need the reference anymore, nor I need the second pair. And again, I need to remove that part of the neck. Okay. Ouch. Did a mistake here. Never mind. I could just go straight here and then I can just save this as the secondary key. Okay, so in this case it's considered and secondary key. And now I'm just going to go all back because I need to get the initial oops. Oh, maybe that what I did was just okay, probably I just overdid with the erase part. Probably. No, actually, I didn't. And, phew. Let's go for the original file.
We were young, but not enough to be dumb. It was love.
Actually, I should turn this around. There.
You were complete, so excuse me for remembering all of the good times that freshen my mind.
Okay, so there you go.
When the ocean sighed,
So let's
the good times,
see how this looks like.
but not in yours. I wish I could take you back,
So
make every moment last. If you felt what I felt, remembered completely, maybe then you'd see how happy you were with me.
This one, this one, this one, this one. And the infos. Okay, so as you can see, I managed to do it. Actually, this is more like a normal pose for the blinking eyes. This one it could be a surprising expression. That's why I always use this as presets so that it can help you out. So now that I have everything, let's go and open the Sony Vegas. Alright. Alright, Cameron. Okay, so let's go ahead. Because, for example, if this actually works well, then you guys could see, like, the type of 2D animations, and guess what? It could have been, size, giants and everything, giantesses, and it's really nice when for example you see those kind of animations. They basically work around a lot like this. Oh, of course they don't just go for the eyes. This is just the basics, because if we would do an entire pose, like, an entire animation, like full body and everything, I'm sure that it would take much more than just 2 hours. I've seen people doing this and taking more than just 2 hours, much more. And I don't have that time, unfortunately. That's why I don't do like 8 hours streaming. I don't do that because it's just too much time. And since I live with my parents, I basically and really upset with me as well. So in order to avoid them to not be upset with me, I have to, unfortunately, not do the same thing as other animators do, um, which is doing animations that doing streams that takes 8 hours each, maximum 5 hours. I can't do more than that because I don't live on my own. So since I don't live on my own, I live with my parents. I have that limitation. Okay, so I'm going to switch the view by creating a new window, just so you guys can see. just a moment, because I accidentally forgot to get this done. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm going to upload what I've done so far, as in all those pictures.
When I say I love you, does it feel like a lie? When I say faster or slower gives me somewhere to hide. Talking to myself in the dream state. I'm talking to a wall because you can relate. I'm not the first, won't be the last to you.
Alright, let's see where. Where's the file? Oh, here it is. Okay, we're going to get all these. There you go. Now we have all the pictures. Now let's amplify the view. Oh, actually, this one is out. Now, where is the... There you go. Okay, so what I need is going to be... Actually, that one was supposed to be the first. You're supposed to be the first. First, second, third. Okay, so first, second, third. Well, exactly. And pose. And the initial secondary key. Now let's amplify so that we can have the pictures to look like a like something that takes only a few seconds. And just to make this simple animation, it just took 2 hours. So 2 hours and a half actually. So just so you guys can see that doing this, it takes a bit of time, yes. It's not something that you can do quickly. But since this is just nothing more than a tutorial on how you should draw and do animation of something that, you know, for me, it's considered simple. But that's why I'm doing this stream, because I want you guys to know how it looks like to do 2D animation with frame by frame like this. So right now what I'm going to do is just the editing part. This takes time, yes, but once you get the handle of it, you'll basically know you basically look at this as it as it's all natural. Okay, that's the same length. Let's see how it looks like. Or should I make it smaller? It depends. I'm just going to view it. Okay, so it's still not fast enough, so let's make it smaller by giving Okay, let's see. Needs to be even smaller. Now let's see. Whoa! Now let's see how this looks. Copy. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have the blink animation. See? Let me just make it again like a triple time so that you guys can see better, because it's really fast. So there you go. All right. Blinking. Now let's see it again. Hmm? As you guys can see, it's smooth. See, guys, this is how it works when it comes to make the eyes blinking. Now, let's try adding this with the body parts. Like in this case, the head movement, along with the eyes. Now that is going to be interesting. Now then, let's just save it the file so that you guys can see that it looks really interesting. And now we know what it looks like to have the blinking eyes. So let's go ahead and get into the file that shows the part of the neck. And now you guys are going to see how it looks like when it comes to move the head. Well, we already did the blinking part and everything, right? So basically what are we going to do is basically adding that blink with movement of the eye, of the head. Make sure not to move the head too fast. You have to make sure that, for example, when it comes to moving your head, you need to add multiple keys, because unlike the blinking of an eye, you basically just need a small keys, small parts of keys. So for example, what I did with the blinking of the eye was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically, with 7 frames, you can make the blinking eye. So with 7 with 7 frames you can actually do the blinking eye. I made a mistake. I thought it was 10. I failed it by 3. It's just 7 frames. So in this case, it's like 7 frames for the blinking eye. And now I'm going to do this. I'm going to move the head like so, and place it exactly where it's supposed to be, right over here. This is going to be the new start pose for the head. And everything, like the eyes, basically everything is going to follow. So in this case, I'm just going to add everything in one place, because right now we're just working on the head, and then we'll be adding the blinking eyes. And how do you do that? Well, simple. All you have to do is just go here, taking the pieces of the eyes here, like all you have to do is just separating the eyes from the body, and then you have your reference. Like, you basically have everything. This is what it looks like to have a setting. So, like presets. In this case, it's always very useful. Actually, it should be like this. There. So, in here, actually, I shouldn't have added the eyes. I shouldn't have, yeah, I shouldn't have added the eyes. Everything else except the eyes. There. And now I'm going for the eyes. So again, the when it comes to the blinking eyes, the blinking part is going to be faster than the than the head. Why? Because the head is the one that's going to follow, and the head is going to be the one that's going to delay, because the eyes are the ones that are the faster. The faster. The fastest. Jesus. Alright, so let's just okay, so let's just cut this part like so, and we have the initial pose, animation tutorials. So in this case, I'm just going to add initial head pose. Initial head pose plus eyes. Okay. Save. Save. Let's save. Let's save this. Because I'm going to need this for the next tutorial. So yeah, guys, I think I show you guys what I'm doing. Oh no, actually, there. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like for how it's going to be for the next tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed what you have seen so far. Again, I'm going to show yet again at the end of the stream how it looks like, and I hope you guys enjoyed and learned how to do the blink animation. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and of course I'm still going to make sure that that the view is much larger than this, but I'll fix that soon enough. So as you can see, I have the eyes, the blinking eyes right here, along with the browns, because this is exactly what it looks like to do animation. So thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and until we see each other again, please stay safe, have a wonderful new year, and let's hope that the new year comes with all the best for everyone. So thank you so much for your time, and until we see each other again, peace.